sweat like a wolf dog. Sweating like a wolf dog. I'm sweating like a wolf dog. Set up the talkaphone, yeah. Sweating like a wolf dog. Wolf, wolf. Alright, so there again for the live stream. Just a wait on the YouTube. If you jump and do the right thing. I think the wrong category. Let me change the category. How to and style. Save. Yeah, welcome again to another video. It's a boy Eldorado. Mad thing, man. So for this particular video, we're gonna just mix one other track again. Yes, we try if see if we can set up a live stream a little bit better. Let's try to work my way around the software because it's very new. Yes, so I'm able to stream to Facebook, that's at Eldorado, and on YouTube, that is Eldorado TV. So you can catch me on reach out to me if you have any question that I'd like to be answered without these hyperlink for scam people and all sort of crap. On Instagram at Eldorado underscore or Eldo underscore Rado underscore productions. So let me see here. So check my phone for some little something. Yeah, so from 9 to 5, left off at 9 to 5, you know, left from work, come home in at the studio, see me. So that's why I just feel tonight. So, alright, from 9 to 5 to studio. You see me? Yeah, so that is what I will be doing going forward. Alright, so what I'm going to do for my phone, because I don't have a second monitor currently connected. None of this speak about it. I think we can have another monitor when I do live stream, you know. Yeah, just check on certain things. Yeah, I'll set up it tomorrow. Tomorrow, what do I have? Oh, yeah, so I set up that tomorrow and them style there. But for now, let me just minimize this. Welcome to the live stream at any point in time when you're watching it. And them thing there. So let me I go on here. So view channel on the mobile device. Click on this. Turn it on. Let me mute this so I can see the chat. Yeah, people. So once you on the chat, me suppose to see what I go on. Yeah, so let me see. No, this new update. So new. Normal mode start work on a template, but for this, I'm just gonna start on a blank session. I know. Riddim session mix, and I'm going to choose prompt to save, because what I'm going to do is store this to an SSD. Let me see here, 4424 last use. Can leave it at that, but just so set it to stereo, and we will try to keep the session as simple as possible. So let's hit create. It will ask me where it wants to be saved, so I'm going to go to my NVMe hard drive and just now put it in a folder and just save it. So these hard drives are actually faster than the one currently in the computer, because I'm still on an Intel Mac. Yeah, and I guess it's a hybrid hard drive in it. Yeah. But the Mac still work as intended for the purpose that I want it for. Okay, so again, let me reiterate. You can catch me on Facebook. I'm streaming live to the Facebook page, that's Eldorado Productions. On YouTube, that's Eldorado TV. And you can message me on Instagram at Eldorado _ Productions, or Eldo _ Rado Productions. The links are in the description below. I'll try to keep it as simple as possible, but very soon, well, we did close the WhatsApp group to some degree. So, yeah, we close the WhatsApp group. You see me? So if you want to reach out to me individually asking questions, so on and so forth, you can always hit me up on Instagram or on the Facebook page. Those are places where we start to take messages now. Yeah. Anyways, with all that said, let me see here now. So I'm going to import this session. So you go to File, Import Audio. Normally we do is drag and drop in the session. Yeah, so what I have to do is just create some rhythm bunks the mode so we can do some mixing every now and then. So the BPM is 106.40. So Control A to mark all. You can add it to the session if the bit rate. Alright, so normally what would I do? Wouldn't do it like this. I wouldn't copy it. So being as me set the session as the sample rate and the bit rate is the same thing, but I just add it to the session. So so we not duplicate the session. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to go into Finder, my FL Studio folder, and what I'm going to do is go to the multi-tracks, and then we go locate the session. So it's on the NVMe drive. Let me go to the list. Let me see. I know. So what I'm going to do is just move this. Well, it go copy it because, yeah. So what I'm going to do is just move this to this folder. So in the event it was on the same hard drive, it would just move the something without move the folder without copying everything. So let's pretend that it's on the same hard drive. See, so we just move it. It would actually move from this folder, nothing would in it. So let's just pretend that are the case. So what I would do now in my sessions, these are things that I do just for not duplicate files and all sort of something. So would I go audio, import audio, and let me go here to this hard drive. Where's I'm going height 106.40. let me remember that, and I would click add all. So what this do is let Pro Tools know that these are these is where the sound is. We're going to stream in the software. So normally if I did copy it or copy all, what would have happened, it would copy it to the audio folder that Pro Tools make default. You see me? So it would have go in another folder. So if the bit rate and the sample rate are the same thing, you can do it like this. If the session bit rate and sample rate, you can do it like this. So we just click open, and it would have asked for a new track. So you just create the track them without of a copying and converting and all 9 yards. So with that said and done, this is the instrumental. So let me play and see what we are work with. First, what me normally do is press Command Shift and no input. Well, a Command Shift or Alt Command Shift. Let me see for that. No, yeah. So I'm gonna set all of the input them to no input, and play it again. let's us arrange so this come like it's a part of the music section. Yes, kick, like we have the kick and snares after, everything else come after. I think this is the bass and this is a duplicated snare, so we're going to put it somewhere there. And if you know where everything is, I like to color my bass green, so we know where the music is and wherever the drums are. So let's just change this for argument's sake to color red, where it's a little bit more identified. Why did I do that? And color this with this color, the music. So what you're going to do is set the tempo, press enter, we put it back at the beginning, so it's gonna, the tempo is 106.40, and hit enter. So everything sync up in the session. Click save. Please do save often. So what I'm going to do, just basic things like we're doing at the previous stream. So Command Shift N, and we're going to do 1 2 3 4 auxiliary stereo extract sample, and we go put the number 4 there, click the plus, samples, master fader, stereo, and we go use one of that. Okay, so as we said, we just so keep the session as simple as possible, because in the event that I'm going to use the session in mixing a song, we can always add more things to it, but for now, yeah. So the first one, what I'm going to do with this is bus 1 and 2, and we're going to put this as 1 2, we'll just put this as 7 8, and this as 7 8. So we're just doing everything from scratch. So we're going to mark the drums and set the output. If me I press the correct buttons, no, press the correct buttons and send it to 1 and 2, and 1 and 2 is going to send to, no, I did something wrong here, so do the walk over again. 1 and 2, yeah, so everything's sent to 1 and 2. So 1 and 2 now is going to output to 7 8, and this going to output to 3 and 4. We're going to set the bass bus to 3 and 4, and 3 and 4 is going to send to 7 and 8. So for the music section, it is going to be bus 5 and 6, in which we're going to set this to 5 and 6, and 5 and 6 is going to send out to 7 and 8. That is how I do my basic routing when mixing instrumental. Okay, moving on. So let's play. Alright, so what I like to do is like to turn on my plugin sound that is coming from the buses to the master track, and why I do this is I like to have the sound reduce when hitting my plugins. So instead of, sometimes you mix, things do get louder, so you can make adjustment here before you can do the finer details in making adjustment, instead of making individual adjustment when you can turn on everything at once. This can be done another way in the event that you use VCA tracks, and you can group the tracks like how I group these to a particular VCA, so you can always use the VCA to turn on those. But in the event this is not Pro Tools Studio, I'm using Pro Tools for Artists, being as majority of my mix them do not exceed the track counts of that particular Pro Tools with those limitations. and it works for me for what I'm doing. Okay, so just to say, on this computer I use Pro Tools Artist, but on my other laptop I use the full version of Pro Tools. Anyways, moving on. So let's listen to the track and see what we can make some adjustment to first. So I'm going to move to the busiest section of the mix, and I like to have my selector on grid when I'm mixing, and I like to set it to bar. So when selecting, it's selecting big chunks. Zooming in, kind of look away if you want eyes, so I'm just so do so. Anyways, let's play, let it play. So what I'm going to do is to turn up my headphone amp a little bit more so I can as I go along I will turn down the sound. And in the event you probably might ask me what kind of headphone amp I'm using. I'm using a Mackie, let me see here, the HM400 with this particular headphone, because the ohms for this plugin is this headphone is really high, so it do take a lot of power to really drive it the way how I really want it to be driven. So if you're on the stream and you have a question, you can drop a question and I'll see it in the live chat. As I go along, I'll answer the questions. So being as a CD track, it is a very bouncy track. It is kick driven, so you don't know, so I'm going to do some side chaining, and I will show you how to do the side chaining for that section when I reach here. Do not mind my puppies outside. Yeah, and just lock off the head back. You see me? Anyways, it is what it is. So I'm going to mute all music. I'm going to mute the bass, and let's rename this so it's more easier for you to understand. So I'm going to name it drum boss. I'm going to name this one bass. So you can see how the routing goes. I'm going to name 7A router, where I wrote all my tracks to, and I am going to name this music. Can name it Oxar. Let's just go with boss for this one. Okay, so you can see basically how everything wrote. So I like to solo my drums somewhat when mixing, and I always, you know, do the same things for the drum. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to do a little bit of shaping with the drum. So I'm going to use SSS channel strip, and let me see how this go. So let me see if we can start off with some form of preset. Let me see here, drums. I think these are for live drums. Let me see here, King. Let me just go with this and hit sound. Yeah, so it kind of more tighter, but the thumb gone. Alright, so we go add like what you would call it now, adjustment to it. So we check the EQ section first. So at there, it boosts at there, and here little bit of subtraction go on. So let's put back a little bit of this to add some thump in it. Alright, so the gate kind of turn off, but probably might change this, but for now we just will keep it. Alright, so what I'm going to do here after making that adjustment, I'm going to clip it. When necessary, I have to clip it here. Let me bypass the clipping. Go add one level 76 style compressor first. You kind of see if the sound go come up a little bit more, and just clip the drums them over. Alright, so let me see here. How much we slow? Okay, slow. Yeah, so this basically come like soft compression, see here. So let we add the snares to it. Alright, so I think we're gonna clip it over here for the drums. Let me color code this into royal blue so I can see the auxiliary them. So we try to keep it as simple as possible when mixing the drum. I can go a little bit overboard if I want to, but I'm going to keep it as simple as possible. So the snare now, I feel like you want EQ a little bit. I don't need the bass frequency on the snare, so I'm going to filter it off a little bit. Alright, so it's a little bit typo. I hear some ringing here. Cue that little bit. Alright, so for this I'm going to take a little bit of the body out down here, so I don't think I like the sound here. Some resonant frequency. Turn up the output a little bit. Alright, so want it a little bit more snappier. Dynamics, let me see here. What I'm going to do for this particular plugin is here, I'm going to create a bus. And why did I do it like this? No, send, and new track, stereo auxiliary samples. Gonna name this D dash lock. Okay, so let me move this from there, so, and unity gain it, turn on this, I'm going to add sometimes develop the legs. Let me see here. If we just get one different sound, somewhat. So we just so crunch it, crush it, cut off some of the high end, and the release go be really fast. So we just want to make adjustment accordingly to how it sound. Alright, I'm gonna crunch some more and crush it some more. Alright, so we blend it with it. Yeah, so it sound a little bit thicker, should I say. One sound I got two different snare player, but in context I think it goes on a little bit more better. So let me add one next sound to it. Now add this a snare to it. Mute back this and mute this. Let's see it here. I don't like all that sound. Sound like a paint pan. Alright. Alright, so I'm just so copy this, put here so replace it. And turn off this. Okay, out this some more. And this, I don't think the resonant frequency there. I think it's somewhere here. And what I'm going to do, I think I want a tube style compressed EQ if you kind of cut off highs them so it still stay smooth one way. I think this can achieve it, but I think one like an analog style compressor for really do it. So I'm gonna cut it have a side slope somewhat, so alright, so at 10K you can hear some audible differences. Alright, so we just leave it at that. We add one in the sound. Alright, so let's see here. Alright, so we'll cut off all of the low frequency for this. You can leave it as is, but I really want it build up in the bass. Alright, let me try this. Yeah, it can you know really have to put this one in, but I don't really want to take up all of the bright frequencies. Let me see here. Alright, so that are the alright, so I don't I think we'll go add like a bit what I'm going to do first is to click the whole track. Alright, so we'll click that, we go add some effects on it. Decapitator, we kind of do what it does best. Quick save. Make sure you plug in them big phone, you see. This is dark. This is really dark. This bring more kicky night. This is really punchy. Alright, so I think I really want this on it. And what I'm going to do here is to add a little bit of inflator. To the track, we kind of get a little bit more depth and body. Yeah, I like how that's sound, and what I'm going to do is to squeeze the track together. So, you know, I am going to use the Waves SSL compressor to kind of squeeze the track together. So put this up, put this at 0, and let the transition pass through. Why we can't call the word? The peaks and pass through. Yeah, we do it like that. So I'm gonna try glue these together. I go for 4 dB gain reduction. Yes, it tie together somewhat. Alright, I like how that sounds so far. So let us turn on the bass. Let's put it here. So this not supposed to be there. So oh, Nanda. Let me see here. So this is supposed to mute, and this unmute. Yeah, there's a lot of distortion on this bass, so turn on this a bit. Alright, so what I'm going to do is add a compressor, and this is all your side chain. This is all your side chain when mixing your dancehall music. First, you can pull up a regular compressor, then the key input. Make sure it has a key input because not all compressors has a key input. So you're going to go to bus and select, for example, bus 10 mono, but we're going to go further, bus 14 mono. Then you turn on the sidechain key. Not all plugins have sidechain key. Once you initiate the sidechain, it will automatically do the sidechain. So we're going to go to the kick, and on the kick track we're going to do the same thing. Select mono for sidechain bus 14, and have it at unity gain, so all the signal still can come to the compressor. And then it's like this. It's a little bit exaggerated, but you get the point. Alright, so being is a case, this is a very heavy kick driven track, or it has a lot of bongs when it comes to the kick or the drums in the session. So we have in this case I'll prioritize the kick. So if it was less kick and more 808, I would prioritize the 808, and you know, less priority of the kick, will kind of sink it back into the background. but for this it has a lot of kick in it, so we have to prioritize the kicks. So yeah, pretty much the settings can stay the same, but I always have a tendency to use soft knees when it come on doing side chaining. So alright, so normally we don't really want the side chain on that, we want it on the bus. Alright, so let me EQ this a little bit. Let me see here. I like to use the Fab Filter EQ. I'm sweating a lot. So let's go here. Alright, so in the upper frequency you hear a lot of Pac-Man sound. So let us at least filter some of the Pac-Man sound. Alright, filter some of the Pac-Man sound. We didn't really want to delete or filter out the upper harmonics of the sound. It kind of sound more closed off. So we see if declicking can help it somewhat. So let me work with that and see if it will work. So the RX11 declick, we see if it works somewhat. If not, we just leave it as is. So in the event that you were processing inside the RX, you could leave it as this, but in the case of using it outright in Pro Tools, it will make everything start lag, or make the sound will go through it lag. So we go low latency, and nope, now make a difference. So it's Leffy. It is a character of the 808, but we just all leave it as is. Okay, so what I like to do, I like to add a little bit of the stressor on my bass. We kind of, you know, let it sound a little bit more meaty, you see, because I'm a sucker for meat, you know, meathead, yeah. So we add a little bit on it. That's too much. That's definitely too much. Alright, like how it sounds so far. What I'm going to do is similar if we use two-way style compressors on basses 808s. You know, I think it kind of smooth and it glides the way home really like it. Super tight, wobbly, tight, wobbly, wobbly, tight. Alright, so for now we just all leave it as is and move on to the meat and potato of the track. Alright, so it has a little bit of reverb on it. Just all leave it as is because it's a part of the character of the sound whenever the instrumental was or has been created. So let us so I'd like to have a wide EQ here. No, just will use this to do subtractive EQ. That is a really low sound in, you know, go thin out the sound a little bit. Now this probably might cause some form of resonance. Frequency here, so I'll stick out a bit. So like a whistly-ish. I want to boost these, but I want to use like let me see here. Let me see here. Okay, so what I can do is use the, let me see here, Slate Digital, which is Slate Digital. Okay, see it here. I had the eat weight first before me do that. Add a little bit. Just make it sound a little bit deeper. So what I'm going to do is let it sound a little bit more brighter, but I think we probably might exaggerate this. Probably might just exaggerate this to make it sound a little bit brighter. Okay, and I think I want a little bit of compressor. Compress the sound a little bit. What compressor can I use here? No, just make it basic. Now audit. Crispy. Think so. Alright, so we'll change this to the good old R. We change it to this. Because I'll use somewhat of a mid. So the purpose of the purpose when we really use a long release one is just to make it a little bit more smoother while the compressor, you know, releases. So it kind of gives one like a smooth sound like. Yeah, so I'm gonna add a few about 2 dB again. But it kind of sounds draggy though. So let me just try one faster release time. Alright, so move on to the next one. So the frequency, like upper harmonics, some of these frequencies are in. Let me see here. Resonant frequencies. So I'm going to compress a little bit. Use a longer release time. So anything over a threshold too long, kind of make it stay down. Okay, let me move on to the music. So let me EQ it a little bit and see how that goes. Alright, so I'm going to remove all the low frequency. I don't really want to get into the bass for this particular track. As you can see, it's somewhat of a mid-focus sound. So being as it's a mid-focus sound, I don't really want it too much to interfere with the kicks and the 808, the lower frequencies. So that build-up can add over time. You see me? So the lower the tracks get, the more it will come up. So why not get rid of it from the get-go? You see me? So not all sounds this really work for, especially like piano. I don't really think you really have to remove so much from a piano, because depends on how you play the piano. If you play with bass notes, bass sound are generating it. So if you go filter it out, you go thin out the piano, and it probably might make it sound a little bit more digital instead of it being sounding full. You see me? So yeah. Alright, so that is a dark sound from the get-go. We just saw add a compressor to it. So change this to around 90 milliseconds and use a longer attack time. So we want all of the peak, majority of the peaks go through, but if you stay over it too long, it just clap down probably. But you still want majority of the peaks if you really go through. Yeah, so welcome to the stream. If you just arrived, it is Eldorado. So I'm streaming now on Facebook at Eldorado Productions and on YouTube at Eldorado TV. If you want to reach out to me, ask me any form of question, you can do so on the live while I'm here. But if I'm not here, you can reach out to me via Facebook and also Instagram at Eldorado Productions. That Eldo_Rado_Productions. Yeah, you can send me a message here, but please do. If you're going to send a spam link or anything like that, I'm not going to answer. I am going to report the profile, and I am also going to delete and block you. Yeah, so I don't have time for the lay. You see me? Better you tell me to go check out a song, give me correct spelling and all these things, and I will go there. But if you send me any link, trust me to God, I will not click on it. Yeah, you see me? Anyways, back to the music. I think this sound kind of stick out too much. So let me do this. What I want to do for this particular sound, let me see here. want the higher frequencies to be a little bit more boosted. Use this instead. Alright, so cut off some of the low frequency up to 270. Yeah, I'm like all that sound. So what I'm going to do is just run these to a tape compressor and use tape compression feed instead of put on certain things on it. So let me see here. Where is it? This here. And I am going to turn it to 7.5 IPS. So for this particular song, what I'm going to do for the bus is probably use the same chain when we use let me see here, Alliance, here you go, and I'm going to monitor the bass frequencies up to 150 this. So no, I said 150. Alright, so we just make it on this one anyways, and I'm gonna cut off some of the side sound up to around the same amount, and cut off a tiny bit at this top, and keep the width a little bit more, tiny bit. Okay, so for that, what I can also do is to add an inflator here. Yeah, so inflator, add a little bit more body to it. What else I'm going to do? I am going to add a compressor on it, so I'm going to use the Wave compressor. I don't want so much compression. So maybe I about want to kiss the needle. I don't really want to smack the compressor too hard. And what I am going to do is to add an imager. This imager, just widen the track a little bit. And what I'm going to do for this track, let me turn on my headphone amp a little bit because it'll get out of control in my headphone. Just add this free compressor, free limiter should I say, to it. It's a really good limiter where you can really use. So I'm going to set the ceiling to about yeah, that's alright. so. Did it sound a little bit thinner? Let me see. Yeah, it really sounds a little bit too thin. And a little bit of cry we crying, and a little bit of times we try, and a little bit of times we let it. And a little bit of times we try, and a little bit of youths are dying, and a little bit of times we the night fight and people are walking. What is it? Okay. Tell me some song come. Okay, let me see here. Alright, so let me see here. The snare sound a little bit too loud. So me hear it sound in context. What I should have done here too is, let me see here. C4 and do a little bit of mids here. I'll bypass this. I'll bypass all of these. So I'll bypass this. Alright, so I guess this it's for this particular track. I'm sweating like whoa. And until next time, I'll catch you in another video. It's your boy Eldorado. Please do check out Facebook. I'm streaming on the Facebook page now. That's Eldorado Productions. On YouTube, it's Eldorado TV, and you can reach out to me via the links at Instagram in the description below. So until another time, it's your boy Eldorado. Peace out. Let's see now.